Hello, welcome to another tutorial on the Michigan Data Hub. In today's tutorial, what we're going to do is walk through creating an outbound integration. So basically, if you have a need to export data from your data hub, having it be demographic data, rostering data to a system, could be testing data to a system, could be multiple iterations of data that's needed for another system outside of your data hub. This is a process to get that data pushed to it if there's not an API integration in place. So the first step is in your Data Hub cockpit, click the Add Integration button. What you're going to do, similar to the other integrations that are available for your use in the Data Hub, you'll click your system type. So you could say maybe you're going to populate a alert notification system. So you would go for alert notification in the system. The vendor could be multiple. We'll say School Messenger in this case. System, what we'll say is School Messenger version 1. Again, that's just the format or data fields that are being exported out. So the output type, obviously it's extractor. It's the only type that we have. The output will be EdFi core, should be your default. And then again, this year pull down menu is based again around whatever that current year selection is in your Data Hub cockpit. So right here we have 2017-18 selected. So if we use current year data to export, it's going to look at that field and say, okay, we're pulling out 2017-18 data from that ODS, pushing it into this alert notification system. So if you wanted to say previous year, it would be 2016-17 since 2017-18 is populated here. So just be aware that there is a lot of impact around what year is selected as your current school year. Once you have that selection made and the criteria, come down to the format section, and what you'll do is you'll click XML. You'll click your destination. So what we need to do is then talk with the vendor to figure out how they want to ingest the data. So is it through an SFTP site? It could be other sites too, but for this example, what we'll do is SFTP, and we'll say local or remote. So again, if you're going to drop it locally through the Michigan Data Hub, you can. You just have to have a user ID and password, and then that'll have to be shared with that vendor picking up the data, or you can do it remotely. So if they actually have a remote site where you're pushing the data to, then you'll add that information here. So once you have all that information selected, you'll be able to hit the test connection. For this example, what we're going to do though is do an outbound integration and drop the file on your Data Hub. So as you can see, it creates a generic user ID. You can actually change that ID to whatever you want. You could say Kevin's file, and then the password, you'll enter that in. So you would just say Data Hubs 1, 2, 3. And then what we'll do is click the eyeball, because again, what you want to do is toggle back and forth to make sure you have the right password typed and written down to share. You do compression type, compressed or uncompressed. The bundle name template, you can change that if you like. So we could just say, could just be the integration name by default. So we'll just leave that. Include timestamp and output names, not going to hurt anything if you add that. If you have more than one destination that you're dropping the files at, you would just click the add destination again. But in this case, we're just going to create one. We're going to remove that extra one that I added. Similar to the other integrations, you have this run at available next cycle button. We won't push this right now, although keep in mind, it is an option available if you do want to run the data immediately. So what this does, as soon as you hit that checkbox and hit submit, it will run at the next 5-minute interval. So in this case, if we had this integration configured, it would run at 1:45. The schedule type, will run this one time, but again, you have options to run, or we'll set this to run daily, but you can have it run weekly, monthly, or one time, whatever your preference. We're going to do daily. We're going to do a start date of tomorrow, and we're going to do a start time of 7:15 a.m. So we're going to set this next box, repeat every day. So we're going to do it every one day. And we'll add in my email address for the notification. We'll also add in Don's email address to receive notification also. And this notification will be sent out regardless of success or failure. So just keep that in mind. And what we will do, make sure everything's configured correctly. Oops. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and hit submit. It's processing. You can see now we have an outbound integration created. If you need to make changes to that integration, you'll just click on the link, open it back up, make any required changes. You can change the remote, the local, you can toggle another destination, you can change the sequence that you want it to run. If you want to deactivate it, you just come in here and select inactive, hit submit. And what will happen is it disappeared. But hold on, if you click show all, it'll pop up. And then all you have to do is open it back up, click active, submit, and then it will reappear. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, please reach out to support@mydatahub.org. Thanks for watching.